Hello everyone, my name is Alex Gomez, and on today's video we're gonna be sculpting an ear. For more sculpting videos, subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I post a video every Friday. Okay, so we're gonna start with a Dynamesh sphere. So we're gonna modify it, we're gonna just scale it in the x-axis, and then we're just going to mask out this part just to pull that's called the concha, this part of the ear. And we're not gonna talk a lot about anatomy of the ear, it really doesn't matter. A lot of people, when you go to the Pixologic in Zbrush, in the Facebook group, you should learn anatomy, you should learn anatomy. Yes, you should learn anatomy, but it doesn't matter if you really learn anatomy and you don't know how to represent that anatomy in your sculpting. You might not even know the names of the muscles or the bones, but if you can represent it, that's what it matters. If you have that concept, how everything flows, that's what it matters. So don't take it too hard when people say like, oh, learn anatomy. No, just make sure that you're representing what you're seeing in your sculpts. Anyways, so for this ear, I started just carving the holes of the ear, kind of like the ear socket there, and kind of like to define the shapes. I just found that working that way was very efficient for me in this case. I didn't, there's never like this is the proper way to do it. No, there's different ways, there's different workflows, and you should just pick your own workflow. Just take from different artists or different videos or tutorials, whatever the best suits for you, and that's gonna work. So yeah, so this is what I did. I just started from the concha, then I started just carving the sockets in the ear or the cavities, and then I start building from there up. Like for example, right here I'm building the name is the lobula, I think it is the lobule. It's weird names, and then I just started kind of like giving some shape as well to the helix of the ear. As I tell you, like, it doesn't matter, look for some references and follow those references and try to represent the reference as much as you can into your sculptings. Another thing that I wanted to mention, you see the image right there of the three views of the ear. I'm using PureRef. PureRef is a free software. I don't have any affiliation with them at all, but it's really great. Like, you can pull all your reference while sculpting. Even if you have just one monitor, is great, so you can just move your reference around, jump from one reference to another one. So it's a really good tool for sculpting. So I totally recommend that you guys download it. It's free, no affiliation at all. Okay, anyway, so as you can see, like I've been just looking and looking from one side, front side, back side, and start doing that. And the brushes that I use for this pretty much is the move tool and the smooth, the clay buildup. In the clay build in the beginning I started with the alpha, that is the square, but at the end, when I was getting the shape more defined, I changed the brush alpha to a circular one. It gives a really nice and very smooth finish. As you can see, when I'm sculpting the helix of the ear, like I'm going along the shape, no with the shape, kind of like not along the shape, but with the shape kind of thing, if you know what I mean. But if you can see, like, it really gives like a really hard details that sometimes it's hard to get rid of if you have your Dynamesh's resolution is a little bit higher. So that's why I ended up at the end like changing the brush the brush alpha. Also, I used the damn standard to use some of the details. So I'm not gonna go with things like you should do this or you should do that. The only thing that I want to tell you that you should do is just try to represent the best as you can. look at the reference and try to represent it. Look from the back side, front side, and try to represent it. It's not gonna look perfect. No one is gonna tell you, oh, this is the proper way to sculpt an ear, man. Like, there's no proper ways, because ears have so many different shapes and sizes, and they have like the same principles or the same base, but they don't really have, like, they're not equal. They're so different. I even have one ear different than the other one, probably even bigger, and I bet that most people are like that. But yeah, ears are different, so there's no, oh, that ear is good or it's not good. No, just ears are ears. Just try to represent as much as realistic as you can. So I hope you guys like this type of tutorials that I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna start like trying kind of like a more sculpting exercises of body parts, kind of like a more tutorials of how to use some of the tools of Zbrush. So I'm gonna focus a little bit more on that, so a lot of you guys can get up in speed, and then we can start sculpting more creatures and characters. That's the idea, but I'm gonna combine it. I'm gonna do something like that. Eventually I'm gonna try to put twice a week. Let's see how it works, but I'm gonna have some downtime in the near future, so I might be able to have like a character Friday and sculpting techniques on probably Wednesday. So let's see how it goes. So as you can see here, like I just can keep giving the shape and keep moving, and you know, like, even though it looks like an ear, but kind of like get it close of what it looks in my references. So yeah, I just keep observing. Observation is so important in this sculpting. Even if you're doing realistic or stylized, it's just observation is definitely important. Yeah, because sometimes sometimes people, they just start like with a big ear and take the concha out and then have the full shape, and then they start carving the cavities. But for me, I think that kind of like a workout very good in this way. I don't sculpt ears very often, but it's cool to have this practice. It's cool to have these challenges once in a while. And yeah, as you can see, like you know, you build it up from the bottom up thing, and keep on going with that. So yeah, I hope you guys are following along with this video with me, and sculpt your ears, and it will be nice to see what you guys are doing. And if you can send me a DM on Instagram and send me a picture of your sculpts, I will be so happy to see them and give you some feedback and or review them, or either like just to show off your work. It's nice. Yeah, if I can see that I'm actually helping people in the sculpting process. So yeah, pretty much almost done with the ear. As you can see, I really was happy with this result. And one of the good things about doing these exercises is that you can create your own IAM brushes, or yeah, that you can insert those brushes, or they call it IAM brushes, and that will be really useful. And you know, like, you don't have to sculpt ears all the time, so you have your brush and you insert it, and that's done. So that's what I do a lot of stuff. Like, if you see like a big influencers or artists like Rafael Grassetti, they always start with a base mesh or something. They just not go with from scratch every time. They will just, you know, you have to be efficient with your work, and that's so important, being efficient with your workflow. So as much time you can save, the better. So send me some images of the ears that you guys sculpt, and also yeah, check some other videos that I have not related to this, but some of my stylized videos. Visit my Gomra store for more detailed content, and thank you guys for watching, and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.